So 2020 was an overwhelming year with COVID affecting people's lives, from loss of loved ones, health implications to economic pressures. But cancer and the importance of early detection took a back burner. Now today marks the 9th Pink ODI, where the Proteas play in pink. This is in support of breast cancer awareness. Now, wife of former Bafana Bafana and Kaizer Chiefs goalkeeper Baloyi Pungi Baloyi is a double breast cancer survivor. And to talk to us about this experience is her husband, as well as a support structure, Brian Baloyi. He joins us via video link, myself and Paul. Brian, thank you so much for your time this morning. I just want to talk from a husband's point of view. Of course, it would be probably more difficult being the person who has been diagnosed with any form of cancer. But from a husband's point of view, that must have been pretty devastating as well to learn that your wife had breast cancer.
Yes, thanks for having me. Yes, more especially, when it happened, at the time, I was just in my early 30s, and at the time still very active, still playing, and we had to learn a lot. But myself, I had to learn how to support. I had to do a lot of research, understand what we are dealing with. But like you said, the most important thing has always been supporting my wife and understanding that what are her needs, more especially the times when she's going through treatment. Those are the most important and crucial moments, and that's where we go through a lot. And I had to learn a lot of things. At the time, I had to learn how to cook. I had to learn how to, and as well had to teach, our kids and talk to them for them to understand what mommy is going through, and had to be able to teach them as well how to support mommy through the difficult times.
Brian, you're speaking to Mposa Tole. You speak about difficult times and how you had to essentially adjust the entire family to cope with what was at hand. When it comes to some of the important lessons or important elements of breast cancer, what have you learned, especially when it comes to regular screening, early detection, and who breast cancer affects?
Breast cancer affects everyone. In the last few years, even these days, you get little girls as little as 11. So it affects everyone, and early detection is very important. We know, and we are very grateful as a family. We know that my wife is alive today because of early detection both times. And again, a lot of misconceptions. I didn't know until we became part of this breast cancer family that it even affects men as well. There's a percentage of men that do have breast cancer. And so early detection is key. Examine yourself. And if you feel, uncomfortable lumps, go to the doctor and get them checked.
How important is it, Brian, to support your spouse wholly in this regard, change your diet, amongst other things?
Very important. And again, like you're saying, having to support changing the diet. At first, and as well when you do it, if it's only her changing the diet, then she starts feeling like lonely. So you have to change the diet as a family. At the moment now, like we said, we do a lot of research. We are weekday vegans. So we cut a lot of meat products. So we eat them maybe about twice a week, most of the days in a week. Weekday. My kids are already used to it. My son, my eldest son, loves it, and he's the one now who's pushing us and make sure that we follow the diet. We follow. We are now a bit more active as a family. We take walks together, and we do yoga together. So yeah, it's very, very important to be able to support and be there, and it becomes it's not only her challenge; it's a challenge for all of us as a family, and we beat it together.
Now, Brian, of course, this Pink ODI is in part, it's part of breast cancer awareness that the Proteas take part in. Why is this also so important and key, especially seeing the national team playing in pink?
Yeah, it's very key because the significance of this match is it's not only about just the national pride and just winning the match, but it's about creating awareness and raising awareness and raising funds for this noble cause. So unfortunately this year, obviously with COVID, sports hasn't been able to let fans come into the stadiums. We know we could have been able to fill the Wanderers Stadium, so obviously it's going to be virtual. And just hoping that a lot of people will be in front of the TV screens and log on and watch the match and support.
And very lastly, Brian, before we let you go, when exactly does it take place?
The match is this morning. At what time does the match start?
At 10.
Is at 10? Yes, at 10. Sorry.
Thank you so much for your time. Thank you for sharing your story and really, essentially, Brian Baloyi inviting us into his home, talking to